Hey everybody, it's Casual.Boops. Welcome back to another video. We're finally back, and today we're going to cover a video on the Kampfpanzer 50t, the Tier 9 German premium medium tank. It's not a premium tank per se, but it's a reward tank that you can only get from playing ranked battles, which is happening right now as we speak. And I just want to cover this real quick. We'll jump right into the stats. Generally speaking, there's a lot to like about this tank. You've got great 268 penetration on the standard rounds, 8 seconds on the reload is good, aim time is great, dispersion is great, soft stats are fine, it's a 105mm caliber gun, shell velocity is great, ammo capacity is great, top speed is good. There's just everything about this is great. 8 degrees of gun depression is fine. You know, it's not 10. 10 would be amazing, probably broken, but 8 is still very, very workable. Health is good. View range being 400 base is also very good. There's just everything about this is pretty solid, except the DPM is kind of it's kind of okay, and the damage per shot is being 320 is a little bit on the lower side. Most of the tanks at Tier 9 are hitting for 390 or a little higher these days. So it's the place that it kind of doesn't do so well is the 320 damage per shot. But otherwise, it's pretty solid. And this is the other thing. This is the Panzer Kampfwagen shooting at itself. You can see the turret is pretty solid. If you're shooting one of these straight on with standard rounds, it's going to be a really tough pen, and you know, it does have this weird little knockout. I wouldn't call it a cupola, but it does have a cupola. But just below that, it looks like there's this. I'm not sure what that is, to be honest. Some kind of viewport or something or other that it does have a bit of a weaker. I guess there are weak spots, but I wouldn't call this a weak turret to begin with. Hull is kind of questionable and stuff, and if someone's tapping too, it's an easier pen, but this is still, if they're using gun depression, not an easy time to pen this thing. So it's got uncharacteristically good turret armor for a German medium. So that being said, let's jump right into the game. Alright, so now we're going to get right into the game when we're following Thunder, playing in the Kampfpanzer 50t on Ghost Town in a Tier 10 game with 3 artillery, good God. And right away he's going to take what I think is the right choice, a right decision here to go to the 9-0 lane. A lot of people will take their medium tanks and go to the 1-2, especially when you have turret armor like the 50t. I'm going to call it the 50t from now on. Like the 50t does, you would be not a bad idea to take the 1-2 line. However, with 3 artillery, going over there's hardly any cover. You're going to be spotted when you're brawling and poking and stuff, and you're just going to get nuked. So I agree with Thunder's decision to go this way, and heavies are kind of deploying in the middle, and apparently everyone on the team knows the 1-2 line is a crapshoot too, so no one's going over there. And here we go, it's our first victim. And you can see the alpha, like we talked about before, is a little bit on the low side, only doing 310 damage. I can't believe that went in, but we'll take it. Anyways, what I see a lot in pubs is where a team will deploy like this, and then you'll see 1 or 2 people going off in the 1-2 line by themselves, thinking, I've got to go off here and defend. If I don't hold this by myself, then no one will hold it, and we'll just lose. And that's a bad way to think, because if you're out there by yourself against the entire enemy team, you're going to shoot once, maybe twice, and then die. And then that's not a very good... You're actually putting your team at a disadvantage that way. So it's better off to not go out there by yourself. And this 5120 is just having a really tough time. Sorry, buddy. Sometimes we all have those games, I guess. Anyways, so the T10 is kind of doing exactly what I had just mentioned. He saw there's nobody over there, and he's probably thinking to himself, I need to be the one to save us and protect this flank. And he's probably going to get nuked here pretty quick because there's a PTA, you got the EBR. There's not a lot of ways that our team can help him. Maybe that Jaegeru can help him, but it's going to be tough. And the Centurion 7-1's over there. That T10 is dead. He should not have gone up that way, and so this is just, you know, it's not relevant to the action we're doing right now, but it's still relevant to the gameplay in general. This is something that you should not do when you're in a position like that. Don't try to hold a flank by yourself, because you will not have a good time. And the 1390 moved up, so Thunder moved up to try to save him and help him and shoot the things that he spotted. We found a Death Star. And this is why you don't tango with a Death Star, because that 1390 has ceased to exist. He's turned into a fine red mist. But Thunder's able to just plug away shots. You know, the DPM's not awesome, but and the Alpha's not awesome either, but that still means your reload's going to be okay. You know, Thunder's running food, and I think that puts his reload right at probably around 7 seconds. And so yeah, if you got your stupid 183 out in the middle of nowhere, you can farm him a few times before he gets into cover. And this is kind of dangerous. If I was Thunder, I probably wouldn't be sitting here because it's a really predictable spot. And I'm surprised that 183 didn't try to blind fire this spot. But, here we are. Get the damage you can. And so now looking at the map, the two tanks that have just died, we just have a Jaegeru that's at the A4 perch and nothing else. There's nothing else over there. And so, oh, wait, real quick. I want to point out here that Thunder does not shoot at the 183 until he's at the very edge of the view range, so he's almost certainly not going to be spotted for shooting, as opposed to shooting right away when he had a shot. So that's an important distinction to make. But anyways, you can see the enemy team has a bunch of mediums on the 1-2 line, and we have nothing. And we're not, and that's not the end of the world. The real big problem is we haven't really won anywhere else either. We haven't really won the city. Thunder's over here by himself, pushing this side, but he can't do this by himself. So the problem isn't that we don't have people on the 1-2 line. The problem is that we haven't won anywhere else, and we have no one on the 1-2 line. So Thunder sees right now, this is the time we got to clean this up and come back and see if we can help the team. The 1-4 gets shut down, that's great. We're still down 3 tanks. This is not looking good, but Thunder decides correctly, I think, to head back along the 9-0 line and to try to see if we can't catch the push, because the enemy team's going to probably come to A1 and they're going to come along the A line along the top of the map, and that Jaegeru is going to be caught out by himself because no one can help him on our team right now. And so Thunder's going to try to get back and see what he can do. And a lot of times you'll see enemy teams will push in, they'll have a situation like this, and they'll get really aggressive thinking, oh my god, we've totally won the game, let's just go. And then, sometimes that they push too aggressively, and and they lose. So Thunder correctly chooses the easy target here. Penning an E4 is not hard to do, but penning an E4 from this distance is unreliable, so Thunder takes the easy damage at on the Centurion, and then some more easy damage on the Leopard PTA, and the Jaegeru gets eaten, and that's too bad. But you can see the shell velocity, 1,400 and change, almost 1,500 meters per second shell velocity. It's almost instantaneous. So this, I actually don't have this tank because I can't tolerate ranked battles. But man, it seems like a really fun tank to play. And you can see Thunder's just plugging away. It hasn't gotten spotted from that Conqueror somehow. I expected him to be spotted from that. But based on the team layout right now, this T-95 doesn't appear to be doing a whole lot of anything. The Panzer 7 is probably dead. The E4 is up at A7 in the perch there, so Thunder correctly, I think, again, retreats back to this this perch back here at A9, A0, because there are lots of big, scary, live tanks in the enemy team, and it's really important. Thunder has all of his hit points, but those can all very quickly go away. He's a paper tank for the most part. He has some turret armor, but you don't want to put yourself out there in the front if you can help it. And his team doesn't really show signs of knowing what to do or how to do it, and so why put yourself at risk when they might not even be able to assist? So Thunder's just going to try to take the damage that he can. There's still 2 already left in this game. So, speak of the devil, there they are. And Thunder's going to just wait to get unstunned and try to be unspotted somehow. And we know that the E4 just shot because the E4 was the one that just killed the artillery, so we can afford to take our time and put a couple more shots into the E4 safely. And Thunder's using the dead hull of the artillery as cover, which is a really good idea, and also trying to hug this rock as much as possible because artillery is aware of his existence. And yeah, here we are again. And you can see by the hit markers, the artillery is coming from a very oblique angle, somewhere over on the A line, which is smart from their perspective because that means they're spreading out, they're making themselves able to hit a wider angle of fire, as opposed to having them both sit maybe at K1. It would be easier for Thunder to be safe from artillery if they were both at K1. So one of them is on the A line somewhere, which makes life a little bit trickier for him. Now this is incredible. Thunder manages to get out, unspotted, away from that bush and that rock, just as another artillery shell lands. You know they're just got it teed up, they're just going to keep plugging away. And so now he manages to escape, and he knows he's only got 28 seconds before he can before they lose the game from the cap circle. And he knows already that the Conqueror has bad... Well, most Conquerors don't, but that Conqueror seems to have bad view range, so he can afford to be a little more aggressive with his spotting and shooting and so on to reset the cap. And now he's lit, so this is unfortunate. And luckily he hits the shot even though the artillery is raining on him. Oh my god, it's raining. But, at this point I don't think a cap is going to happen, luckily, because of that reset and killing the prototype. So now what do you do? This is a tough call. You see the T-95 is pushing up, so Thunder tries to assist the T-95 with the E-4. E-4 is just shot. And I'd like to note also, this entire game, Thunder has not shot a single premium round. The standard rounds in this thing are really good. 268 premium or standard penetration is excellent, so you haven't really felt the need to. And yeah, still managing to put in some work. Thunder's got almost 7,300 damage right now and 3 kills, and without shooting any. And he's out of standard rounds now, so we got nothing left but premium. But oh god, there it is. And so now he's trying to bait the Conqueror around so that he can shoot the drive wheel to keep him permatracked. Because right now Thunder can take 2 hits from the Conqueror, and the Conqueror would probably be 2 shots for Thunder because of the low alpha. But there's also the 1A3 is behind him, he can't back up, and you've got the artillery, the ever-present Sky Cancer, so this is a tight situation. Alright, so we've shut down the Conqueror, now we still have a 1A3, and we still have 2 artillery, and 4 hit points. Good God, any of these artillery splash him and Thunder is just gone. So we still managed to put away 7,700 damage and 4 kills. One of the artillery just splashed where he was. This is just, good God. This is the best carry I think I've seen in the last couple of weeks. It's just crazy. He's trying to escape without being spotted by the 183. There's the artillery. We put a good shot in, and okay, no fun allowed. Enemy artillery goes ahead and lands a splashing shot at Thunder and takes him out of the game. Unfortunately, that's it. They can't all be winners, and sometimes that's just this game. World of Tanks means that even the best players are only going to win, 60, maybe 65% of their games. So it is what it is. Thunder's put an excellent performance in. And in the post-game stats here, Thunder takes down 8,000 damage and 4 kills. A Defender medal, a high caliber tank sniper, and a first class, only a first class, which is unfortunate. I think part of that is because you can see he only got 956 base XP. Part of that is because this was a loss, and part of that was because the expected values for this tank are exceptionally high, because you have to be very dedicated or very good player to do well enough in ranked battles to get this tank. So the average player that plays this tank is very good, so it's very, very hard to get an ace tanker in this game. Even with 8,000 damage, Thunder did not get an ace tanker. That's unfortunate. Anyway, so that's the game, and congratulations to Thunder, and thanks for sending in the replay, and thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.